Mic check. Oh. The last 2 weeks kind of kicked my ass. I'm just going to say that right now. I can't really go into details why at this time. Maybe later on. But a lot of shit's happened. A lot of fucking shit has happened since the last mic check. Believe it or not. I don't know how long this episode is going to be because I'm fucking tired. I've been up since like 7 o'clock. I'm recording this day of. I've been up since like just before 7 o'clock because there was a massive fucking storm that woke my ass up and I could not fall back asleep. So we'll see. I don't have a whole lot to talk about, but there are a few things of note. Let's see. Immediately the first thing that comes to mind was this thing that I went to last night, Saturday. There was this show that a few friends of mine told me about that was taking place in Pittsburgh. Last night was actually the last night for it. It's been there for like 3 weeks or something, but it was called the 20-Sided Tavern, which was basically D&D, but not D&D. And it was done by this improv group, and for it was about a 2-hour show, something like that. It was a lot of fucking fun. I had a blast. And so if you're into that kind of thing, like if you're into Dungeons and Dragons, like I said, they were in Pittsburgh for about 3 weeks or so. I assume that like they're going to be traveling. But if you're into Dungeons and Dragons and would like to experience something very similar, done by a very funny improv group, I recommend it. Go and check that out. I'm sure that you can find them on social media. Just 20-Sided Tavern. It was a lot of fun. I think I mentioned last episode about the new Whitney Payton album coming out. And I think it was supposed to be like this past week or something. or like so it was sometime fairly soon. Unfortunately it got delayed. And that's because she was getting apparently a huge amount of pre-orders, more than she thought she would. And because of that, she was able to actually, I think said she was able to like book a couple of like really big shows in support of it. So it got pushed back to, I think, May 20th. That sounds right. That sounds like a Friday based on the calendar I'm looking at. So yeah. So sadly, that's a little bit delayed, but I'm still looking forward to it regardless. I think the people who pre-ordered it are actually gonna get a downloadable track sent to them that's not on the album, which is kind of cool. I would hope though that like if it's a really good song, like put it on the next album then, just so more people have access to it. That's actually something that AMB did. When was it Muerte came out? Was that the name of that album? AMB's like first album on Magic Ninja. If you pre-ordered it, you got you eventually, like, it was like a couple days later, I think, they sent out a track for people who purchased that album, called "And We Up," which was a cool song. Like, I was like, okay, this is a good AMB song. It actually got put on Fatality. It was like the final track on there, which I was just surprised. I didn't expect that, and I was like, why do I know this song? And I'm like, oh, it's because this is the song that they released for free. I like that. Because again, you're not leaving it to only a select few. You're allowing more people to listen to it. I like that. So, my phone was pissing me off a lot recently, so I said fuck it and got a new phone. And I mean, I like it so far. I've only had it for a day, not even a full day, but it is frustrating. I've complained time and time again about how less and less Android phones are having capability of external storage, like a micro SD card. That's why 2 phones ago I had the S20, and then when I went to upgrade, I stuck with the S20 series and just went to the Ultra. I did not go to the S21. But this time it was inevitable. I had to bite the bullet and just do it. So I have a 512 gigabyte S22 Ultra that technically is less storage overall than what my last phone had by 128 gigs. So I can't store all my music on there. And this is why I made such a big deal of ripping all the music in high quality, throwing it on YouTube Music, because guess what? I'm going to have to just focus on streaming it now, which sucks. It also sucks too because there is a 1 terabyte version of this phone, but you can only get it from Samsung, which would require me to either buy it outright or buy out my prior phone outright to send to Samsung. It's a big clusterfuck. Basically, it involves having much more money than I'm willing to shell out right now, which is frustrating. But I switched over to a new phone, which had almost no charge yesterday. I need to get a new charger because phones don't fucking come with charging blocks anymore. I guess that's a way to cut costs. You're charging fucking $1,000 or more for a phone. You can't include a $5 charging block. That's great. Fucking get with it, Apple and also Samsung, the brand that my phone is. It's so fucking stupid. Something else that's going to be coming out that I just remembered. I haven't ordered it yet, but I fully intend to, and that's FAMS of FAMS and the Hooligans fame. You might know of them if you listen to like Alazolu and Super Famous Fun Time Guys. They're fairly closely affiliated. But FAMS is releasing a new album called WTP, which is, I believe, called White Trash Pope. And it looks like it comes out, I think, at the end of May. I think it's May 26th. And there are pre-order bundles up now. And let me double check what that website is because I can't quite remember. But I do have it saved. See, don't you love whenever I do this shit live where it's just so fucking confusing? Oh, if you go to FAMZ, FAMZ304.com/shop, you can go on there. There's a couple different bundles. You can't buy the CD on its own, at least not right now, which is a bit annoying, but I get it. So I'm going to start from the bottom up just because some of these are very interesting. So there's a WTP mask, which is basically a riot mask that just has the WTP symbol, the 26 symbol. I want to know what the number 26 has of significance to FAMS because 26 is my favorite number. And I keep debating on buying like the 26 charm, except I'm not exactly a fan of the crosses in it, so it's one of the reasons I haven't. Anyways, there's that for $30. For $20, there's the Smoker bundle, which comes with a metal tray, a grinder, and some rolling papers. For $20, there is a pair of shorts for $66.66. Yeah, size small through 4X. There is a silver WTP charm. There's only 15 of those available for $26.66 with an upgradable chain and bail for, I think, an extra $10. There's a gold WTP charm for $50. There's only 5 of those available. No bail upgrade there. And then there is a tactical vest. It is a red tactical vest. It's got a big WTP patch right on the front. It says Hooligans on the bottom. There's the giant 26 on the back, and you can get a customizable name on the back. I think it's like 10 spaces worth for $126.66. Only 15 of those available. It also basically it says that all pre-order bundles will come with a hard copy, and there will be a variant of the album. I assume a variant of the cover, and an ultra rare 1/1 variant. So only one of that, I assume, just a cover. I got into FAMS just a few months ago. I think I ended up. How did I get his music? Oh, on Black Friday, like all of their albums were marked down a lot, and so I just grabbed fucking all of them. And I didn't like all of it, but what I will say is I liked the newer stuff because it sounds a lot more tight. So the last couple albums, FAM's Hellion, I think I liked quite a bit, and then the 2 and the 6, which are albums that came out like at the same time. The 2 is very hip hop oriented, whereas the 6 is very like heavy rock, like metalish. Those albums were great. So if you've never listened to FAMS and the Hooligans, I recommend checking those ones out. They will be at Camp Zool, so it might be nice to give them a shot before you go. And like I said, I think that the new album comes out before Camp Zool, so he'll definitely have. I would say he's gonna have copies there. Not gonna lie, I know it's pricey, but I kind of want the shorts. They're long shorts, which I really like, and it just might be nice to have during summertime because I don't have enough shorts. I have a lot of jeans, but not enough shorts. And also Shmeev wanted me to let him pop in for something. So Shmeev, take it away.
What's up, y'all? Shmeev here, interrupting whatever the fuck Mike was talking about for a pretty important announcement here. Maybe you heard in the most recent episode of ICP with We that our good friend Aaron recently suffered a grievous injury at the hands of Whataburger and their spicy honey butter chicken biscuit that failed to live up to even the whitest person's definition of spicy, like sub-mayo spicy. So, with that in mind, they put the call out to the Whata family, and we're here to give them solidarity and the important support that they need. So we are as well calling out for the Whata family to make this right. Specifically, one of our listeners, Don Whata Jr., D-Dub2. We know that you listen to every episode. We've checked the analytics, and we've also seen the comments that you've left and deleted as soon as you thought maybe someone else was going to spot it and find you out. But we are calling on you to use whatever influence you have to make this right. In addition to that, I have reached out by email to former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice, Condi, Sleazy Leezy, as those closest to her refer to her. I have called for her support in this as well, and I hope to see a statement soon regarding this. So yeah, with all that said, just solidarity with our brother Aaron, and back to whatever the fuck Mike was talking about. Peace.
And we're back. Thank you, Shmeev. Whatever. Justice for Aaron. Anyways, I did get one piece of new music. I only got to listen to it once, but it was short and sweet, so I feel like I can talk about it. At Astronomicon, Twisted did as Twisted do, and they released some new music in the form of an EP called Nickelbag. Yes, we did not get a 420 themed album this year, which we thought we were going to. It sounded like that was going to be a plan from now on, was just to make a 420 based album. So we didn't get that, but Attendees at Astronomicon had the opportunity 2 days after 420 to pick up the Nickelbag EP, which is a 5-track CD. Individually numbered, like half of them were signed. Did I go to Astronomicon? No, I did not. However, I did secure 2 copies from someone who actually is on one of the street teams, which was super cool of them. So I need to double check what their name was. I know it's, again, me just taking my sweet ass time and not having this stuff up, right then and there. So shout out to Instagram user Soultaker, who is the person who runs the Southeast Regional MNE Street Team. She, whenever they made the post on Instagram, I was like, "Yo, if anybody's going, please hit me up. I'll pay cost, I'll pay shipping, and I'll send you some extra for the finder's fee." And she hit me up, which was super dope. Got a copy, and I also got a copy for a friend, so I'm very excited. So they only made 420 copies of them. I was able to take off the hype sticker from the thing, because this is in one of those little slim cases, but I was able to take that off of the wrapping and put it on the case, so that's cool. My copy's signed. But we have 5 tracks. One is basically an intro. It's like a minute long, so it's not. It's a music track, but it's short. But we got 5 tracks. Your intro, 2 new tracks, and 2 remixes. Now, the 2 new tracks weren't bad, but they also did not blow me away. I was not like, holy shit, I love these Twisted Weed songs. Because, I love every single Twisted Weed song that comes out. The remixes stand out to me, though. Now, Hydro, which we all know from Green Book, is the Bong Water remix, which was not a bad remix. The instrumental's different. However, it does use the original version, which is the one that didn't have Lazy Bone on it and had the alternate Madrox verse, which was the one I think that was on the Green Book sampler, if I remember correctly. Now, they did put that version of Hydro on, what was it? It might have been the Cryptic Collection, Bongs and Blunts or whatever version it was. I think they might have put it on there. I don't think it was on Songs to Smoke too. But anyways, it's a remix of that version, which I know some people are hit or miss with because a lot of people love Lazy Bone's verse. And it was okay. Here's what blew my fucking mind. Is the final track is Let's Get High, parentheses, As a Kite remix. Now, whenever I saw the track list before I got this, I'm like, okay, there's no song called Let's Get High. But there is a song called Come On, Let's Get High, which is from Continuous Evolution. And that is the song that prevented me from saying that Continuous Evolution was my favorite Twisted album. Because I hated that song. I hated it so fucking much. I hated everything about that goddamn song. So, whereas I loved the entire rest of Continuous Evolutions, Abomination still came out on top because it did not have an unnecessary, in my mind, weed song. This remix, which is the same lyrics, but a different instrumental, I like it. I like it a lot. I know that once we eventually come to this EP, there's going to be me telling Shmeev, oh yeah, this is a remix, it's better than the original. He's not going to fucking believe me, and he probably still won't believe me after we hear it. But I stand by this one. I really enjoyed this remix a lot. And as somebody who was not even excited to hear it, that's saying a lot. So this is also the second remix of this song that we've gotten, because there was the Ajax remix, which was on the Bongs and Blunts. And I hated that version. It was not good to me. I don't know. Something about this track is just different. It feels better. I think the instrumental, it just feels like it's more up tempo, even though it's not. It's in the same speed as the original version, but it's so much better than the original version. So much better than the Ajax remix. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So overall, this is a okay EP. I'm glad that I have it, but I'm not blown away. I really liked Electric Lettuce last year, so this doesn't quite reach the same level as that did for me. But if you got a copy, I'm sure that you enjoy it. I really hope that there's people who aren't fucking charging an arm and a leg for them online. Um, I mean, I won't lie. I paid quite a bit for these, and the person didn't even ask me to. I was just hooking them up because they did me a solid. And I have no problem with that. But I'd rather be hooking up somebody who went out of their way to get it from me as opposed to paying an outrageous price on eBay. I don't want to spend fucking $40 for one copy on eBay just because. But this person reached out to me, said that they would try and get me copies if I needed. She messaged me, said she got the two, and I hit her up with the PayPal, like right then and there. So, you know, I haven't seen them put this up on streaming services yet, so I'll be very surprised if they do. It seems like they want to keep the exclusive stuff exclusive. They still haven't put the Attack of the Ninjas album up from, Astro back in August. They might not, which is sad because I think that album is fucking great and more people need to hear it. I think the only tracks that were put up by any of the artists were the two tracks I think that Gibby was on. I think he may have put them up on his channel, but they're not available for streaming, which is just it's a bit of a bummer. Because I don't know, I thought that album was really really good, even though a lot of people have complained that it should have had more Zool on it. Which it happens. Maybe they couldn't add more to it. I don't know, but yeah, Twisted's Nickel Bag. If you can find the files, go ahead and check it out. It's solid. It's just not quite what I was hoping for. I am glad in a way though that it was only an EP, and not a full length album, because having that being incredibly limited is rough. In my opinion, the less songs that are limited, the better. So having this only be a 5-track EP, 2 of which are remixes. Granted, it's all like new song, like we haven't heard them before. I'd rather that be limited as opposed to like a full-length LP. Having Attack of the Ninjas album be like exclusive. Now, mind you, some people were getting those extra from was it Black Friday? Was that the deal where people were getting the extra things? I think it was. Like having a full length album be something that's limited is just kind of a bummer. I stand by this stance that I think that more people should have access to the music. It should be readily available for everybody. I'm okay with like a timed exclusive. That doesn't bother me, because yes, people get it first, but then you're going to make it available for everybody. I like that. So, I don't know. Will this reach streaming services? Who knows? They have put up the merchandise that was left over from Astronomicon up on MNE Store. However, no copies of Nickelback went up, which tells me that they already sold out, which at 420 copies doesn't surprise me. It seems like, people were obviously buying multiple copies. I am an example of this. However, the other one I have is not for me to sell. It is literally to, I'm going to get my money back, but to give to a friend. So that's all. The last thing that I'm going to bring up, and I need to bring up the gram for it, is some Camp Zool info. And that is because they have announced who is going to be participating at Camp Zool. Let's bring up right here. So, from June 3rd through June 5th at Terror Town, Williamsburg, Ohio, Camp Zool 2, we have A La Zolaloo, the Super Famous Fun Time Guys, Blaze Ya Dead Homie, Anybody Killa, Johnny Richter, Slasher Dave, Chucky Chuck, Triple MFD, which I believe is Make My Motherfucking Day, Scum and Insane Poetry, Obnoxious, Cody Manson, Fams, Buckshot, Donnie Menace, Straight Jacket, Sky Swamp Orange, Zetro, Michigan Misfits, SON, Diabolic, Nasty Inc., Dean, Keegan Grimm, Devious T, and Jay Villain. Now, I'm under the impression that this is going to be the entire lineup. Unfortunately, the Zool was not at, well, they were originally told they weren't going to be. Zool was not at Astronomicon. Something last minute came up, and they weren't going to be able to be there. Super Famous Funtime guys ended up stepping up and taking their slot, their performance slot. However, Lee and Joe Black did show up, so Billy Obey was the only one who couldn't make it. Because of that, I assume because of that, Tuesday Night Terror did not take place this week, and that was when they were going to announce who was all going to be there. Because they put this photo up yesterday with all the people, I assume that this is going to be the final lineup. I doubt they're going to add more people, but who knows? Now, I know about half of these people. The one that actually I'm kind of excited for is Sky Swamp Orange, which I literally, just this past week, Robbie told me to check them out. I think he may have told me to check them out before then, but I know that they were coming out with a new album, so I sampled some of their tracks, and I really liked them, so I did pre-order their album. So I'm looking forward to seeing them. Something that's actually kind of surprising is Zetro, who, if I remember correctly, Zetro was signed to Psychopathic. I thought that was something that was mentioned on Yum Yum Bedlam, but I don't know. Maybe that fell through. I don't know. Same thing with Straight Jacket. Straight Jacket seemed to be working with Psychopathic again, and, you know, just because of the affiliation, I thought that might not be a thing. So, who fucking knows? I don't know. Michigan Misfits, I actually just ordered their album. And did I listen to the whole thing? Or did I only listen to the majority of it? I forgot that I did order that, and I need to give it more time, because I know half of it I thought was pretty cool, and the other half just kind of like lackluster. But again, that was just a first listen, so I'm not judging them. Dean is somebody that I've heard of recently, that a lot of people seem to be behind. Dean just announced that they would not be performing at the Gathering. I think they tried to do that, but again, probably because of the affiliation. Who knows? Johnny Richter, Chucky Chuck, Obnoxious, and Blaze are all on a tour. Well, they're going to be on a tour, and they are stopping through Camp Zool for that. I'm excited that ABK is going to be there. Like, that's pretty cool. Blaze was at last year's Camp Zool. It was Blaze and Boondocks were the non-Axe M&E flavor. But it is cool that ABK is going to be there. The thing is, we know that Zool is going to be headlining on the 5th, on the Sunday show. Super Famous Funtime guys are going to be headlining one of them. Probably the Saturday, if I had to guess. I'm curious who would be headlining the other night. I was talking to Robbie, and I'm like, Blaze and ABK, just do a fucking drive-by set. Like, have them headline the first night. Except that tour that Blaze is on is going to be doing a show that night on the 3rd, so they couldn't fucking do it. I'm like, well, then ABK is going to fucking pull double duty, and they're going to fucking do a drive-by show on the fucking day where they're there. And I bring this all up and the excitement of this because I'm fucking going to Camp Zool. It is happening. I have already got a hotel. I still need to order my ticket. I will do that this coming week, more than likely. But I'm going. I'm going to Camp Zool. Don't ask me how I'm able to do so. I'm fucking going. I've already got the hotel. I'm rooming with Robbie. We sorted this out, and I'm so fucking excited. I'm making it fucking happen. Am I still nervous about driving 5 hours away by myself? Yes. Do I need to stop being a little bitch boy? Probably. Fact is, I need experiences. And this is something that I don't want to pass up. I also feel that going to this, I have an opportunity to potentially listen to pretty much every set that happens. And I'd be interested in checking all of them out. And hey, if I like the set, I'll support them and buy the music. I'll buy merch. I'll be that person because that's what I want to do. So Robbie's gonna be there. We're rooming together. Vron from the Discord's gonna be there. So I'm hyped that I have at least two people. I believe Blade's gonna be there too. So we got people from the Discord crew who are gonna be there, and I'm so fucking excited. I wouldn't be surprised though. It sounds like Camp Zool is gonna be acts in the new era. Would not be surprised if they debut new masks. If they debut like a 3.0. So who knows? It'll be very interesting to see. I know last year, what was it? Camp Zool last year. What were some exclusives they had? They had the Halloween mask, which was the bloody one. They had some of the FF13s that were they were done up like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I thought was cool. And I literally just thought about this. I was like, what else could they make that's like a reference of something? They could make FF13s that look like the Power Rangers helmets. I think they could do it. It might be a little bit busy, but I think they could do it, and I think it would look cool. Speaking of the masks, I believe I mentioned before, and if I haven't mentioned it on here, then you've probably seen the Instagram. I had a one of one Venom FF13 that I got from Astronomicon from the Attack of the Ninja show back in August. Stank Biscuits picked it up for me, which was super hype. And I actually traded it. I didn't think I was going to, but I did. And I got 2 masks in exchange. I got a 1 of 15 bloody FF13 with chrome horns. The chrome horns one is why it's limited to 15. And I got one of the what did they call them? It was like electric something from the Terminally Ill tour. There were 25 of them, I think. No, it might be more limited than that. Let me double check. Maybe there's only 20 of them. Yes, you can hear it. Haha. Deal with it. Well, this is number 5. I think there were 25 of them total. 20 of them were in the style that I have, and then 5 other ones were special variants. It is also a horned one. It is black, white, and blue, and the blue is UV reactive. It looks fucking killer. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to trade Venom, but honestly, the UV and also getting a second one that was also a variant kind of just made it happen. I am still trying to get one of the blue Bonehead 2.0s that were from that tour. I'm even going so far as to offer 2 masks myself, including that bloody FF13, because I'm not really a huge fan of the bloody. That was really getting that was to potentially secure a trade. But I'm even contemplating trading like the Astro Dweller, which I was a huge fan of, but ever since I cut my hair, it does not fit me. And so I want something different. But man, those fucking blue 2.0, that specific shade of blue just looks so fucking good. And the more I think about it, my plan was to get my Halloween mask, my Bonehead Halloween mask, customized. And I was going to have like blue, yellow, and black, and I was going to have it be a glossy. I may not even have the yellow in there because I just like that blue so much that I might just see if it can be repainted with that blue that can be UV, and gloss it up, which should make it a bit cheaper. I don't fucking know, but we'll see. I'm very, very excited to see what they have at camp because God knows I'll probably buy a mask there. I also wonder if I should even bring a mask with me, and if I do, is it one that I really like, or is it one that I'm okay with it getting messed up? Because if that's the case, the slime bone will probably show up. It's kind of a bummer because the slime bone was the first one that I actually had in my possession. I think I got that before the 2 point or the 8-bit that Robbie originally sold me. And I was happy with it, but I just haven't been interested in it recently, and it's just kind of sad because you can't trade it because everybody fucking has one. Nobody wants them right now, which is why my trade 2 masks for 1 if I get the blue 2.0 that I was looking at, or that I was hoping to get. It's basically you could choose either my Dweller or my red FF13, one of those, and also either the Slime Bone or the Dead by Bong, which I thought the Dead by Bong would be a little bit more coveted, but apparently it's not. That's another one that people are struggling to get rid of. It's also camp time, so people aren't as hype to try and buy as much stuff. I'm going to leave with one more thing. Juggalo Judgment in full will be at the Gathering of the Juggalos 2022. That's all I have for Mic Check. As always, thank you for listening to Mic Check and listening to Juggalo Judgment. We hope that you enjoyed Schmeeburger and Paradise. The 2 albums that we covered in April were a lot of fun. So I'm glad that we did them, and I look forward to seeing what Schmee comes up with next year. So it'll be interesting. As always, please check us out on social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Juggalo Judgment everywhere. JuggaloJudgment@gmail.com. Find us on YouTube at Juggalo Judgment. There's still only, I think, 10 episodes from before, like the old ones that got, converted over for that. More will come as time passes. I promise you that. If you would like to potentially support us monetarily, please do so by going to patreon.com/juggalojudgment. And I am looking to. I really gotta get on the whole making merch thing because it's gonna be a lot more imperative now. And I'm looking to get. See, I made stickers for our stuff that I gave out at that concert last year, but stickers are fucking expensive to make. And I might just be getting like business cards that have a QR code to reach us. And if I get those done, they will be given out a lot at camp and at Got J. So it's seriously like $25 to make like 1,000 fucking business cards, as opposed to $25 to make like 30 something stickers. I know people like stickers, but fuck, man, just no. Anyways, that's it. That's all I gotta say. So stay safe. Much love to y'all. Peace out.